Okay, family, if it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm going straight in. All right, family. First and foremost, I got to clear up some things. I want to, first of all, speak on this Katt Williams interview, specifically on williedlive. Now, most of you have expressed gratitude for the interview. Some of you expressed disappointment. I conducted the interview in a way that some of you just did not agree with. You disagree with my line of questioning. Let me break it down to you, fam. First of all, salute to Katt Williams and Shannon Sharp for being Katt Williams and Shannon Sharp. Without both of them being exactly who they are, that could not have happened. That viral moment where they broke the internet could not have happened. And my video that followed up to their interview would not have performed as well as it's performing. What I mean by that is, besides Shannon and I having completely different interview styles, all the comedians that previously made comments on Shannon's show that Katt took offense to were part of a bigger theme. Katt went to that show with a chip on his shoulder. I did not have that dynamic. I've interviewed many comedians, but most of the comedians, most of the people that Katt spoke on, well, at least several people that he had spoke on had been on Club Shay Shay already. And Katt took offense to some of the things that they said. And so he went there with a chip on his shoulder. Now, I could not have planned something like that. If Katt had came on my show and started going off like that, I probably would have dialed it back, because invariably people are going to have differences. They're going to come on the show, they're going to have differences with people, and they're going to speak on it from time to time. But I have a slightly different style when it comes to things like that. I try to get an understanding when there's beef between people that I know, or even when there's a situation where I'm unfamiliar with and there's drama and I know about it. If I speak on it, I try to quell the noise. I try to dial it back and try to get an understanding. Understanding that you're not always going to get an understanding. Sometimes people just don't like people, and that's the way it's going to be. Now, like I said, most of the time, if something like that happens, I'm going to try to dial it back. Unless it's somebody I just don't like Steve Harvey. We got that in common. Me and Katt and Mark Curry got that in common. We don't rock with that dude. And so if Katt would have started speaking on him on my show, get him, unwind, let loose, let it go. But it would not still have been the same style interview, because if you pay attention to both interviews, my interview was more about Katt Williams, the man, the person, his upbringing, his triumphs, his setbacks, than other comedians. Shannon interview that he did was explosive. I don't think I could have captured that if he had came on my show and I had put that, if I had had that same type of energy from him. I don't think y'all would have gotten 40, 50 million views from that, because that's just simply not my style. When I do interviews, I try to get to know the guests. I try to get you guys to know it, because my goal is to bring information and instructions to help y'all navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. That's what I do. Try to give you a more insightful look of the guest, give you more information, ask some questions that you probably never even heard. Now, but bigger than all of this, some of the biggest complaints that some of y'all are having is, well, you know, you ask the same questions that Shannon asked and da-da-da. What most of y'all don't have any idea of is my interview was done prior to Shannon releasing his interview. I did the interview first. In fact, I spoke with Katt a couple of days ago, and he revealed to me that he did the Shannon Sharpe interview after. Now, I had the interview in the can for a couple of months. The reason why I was holding it, because I have a new venture that is launching this month. And my plan was to put out the Katt Williams interview at the top of the year and use it to launch my new venture, to go with that interview first. I got a lot of other explosive interviews. You've seen the Mark Curry interview is out right now. Dope, super dope interview. But I was going to launch with the Katt Williams interview. When I looked up and saw Shannon had already put out the interview, put out his interview, which I had no idea that he had an interview on Katt. Katt told me about that. Katt said that he should have gave me a heads up that he had did that the Shannon interview was coming, but I guess he didn't really think to give me a heads up, because he was thinking to himself, well, he's been sitting on the interview a couple of months, I don't know what he's gonna do, whatever, but I'm going to do this interview with Shannon. So when I saw the Shannon interview, my first reaction is, whoa, like everybody else. But from a business standpoint, I'm going, whoa, because now this throws a monkey wrench into my business plans. So my first instinct is to hold the interview for 2 or 3 months. That's what I was going to do. I was going to hold the interview for 2 or 3 months and wait till all of this stuff cooled down. I was going to hold it and wait till all of this stuff cooled down. But then I said, well, what if I hold it and somebody else beat me to the punch again? So at that point, I made an executive decision to drop my interview. Now, as I said, you could take that exact same interview and put it out, and it still wouldn't have done the type of numbers that Shannon did, because that was a different dynamic at play. Different things are going on within the context of the interview in that Shannon interview that was not going on in mine. The stars aligned. That was a juggernaut interview. That's something that don't happen. 40, 50 million views for one video, interview, that don't happen for podcasts, in the podcast world. That was a juggernaut. So when I decided to put my interview out, here y'all come. Well, why you wait till Shannon put his interview out before you put yours out? You clout chasing. Let me ask your silly ass something. What would you have done? Let's say you got a Katt Williams interview in the can, and somebody dropped a video and the video go haywire. Millions and millions of damn views. What would you do with your interview? Would you sit there and wait and wait and wait like I had planned to do initially? Or would you go, you know what? Shit, man, the wave is already in the water. Let me ride this damn thing. The wave is already in the water. Let me get on it. I have no shame for doing that. What would you have done as a businessman? That's what I want to know. Because if you say that you would have done anything different, I would believe that you are lying ass. And if you would have done anything different, it would explain why you probably are not good at business, why you are probably struggling financially. Clout chasing. I already got clout, sucker. I don't chase nothing. I got a bum knee. I got to get knee surgery. So I ain't chasing nothing. The same people talking down on me about my interview are many of the same people who was talking down on Shannon. Y'all remember when Shannon's video first, before I dropped my video, how so much energy was focused on how bad Shannon's interview was? His interview skills, he ain't talking enough. He asking the wrong questions. Y'all remember that? Now all of a sudden, they on my page saying how Shannon should have gotten that interview. He should have went to Shannon and did Shannon Club Shay Shay. How Shannon did the interview was so much better. That it's the same people who was talking shit about Shannon is over here talking shit about me. Let me tell y'all something. I ain't no damn journalist. Never claimed to be. Never ever once said that I was a journalist. I cover news, but to me, a journalist is somebody who went to school and got a degree to do it. You know, perhaps I'm wrong in my definition, but that's, you know, like a person that has learned, that went to school and to do all of that stuff. That ain't my style. I ain't no damn Ed Bradley. Don't bring y'all asses over to my channel looking for some Ed Bradley shit, because you ain't gonna get it. I don't care. Don't come over here. Don't bring your raggedy ass over here looking for no Shannon Sharp shit. You ain't gonna get it. You gonna get some Willie D. Love it or hate it. I got my own lane. I do me. I would advise you to do you. Some of y'all asses are just messy. That's right, I said it. Some of y'all are just messy. Y'all want the drama. But I don't do drama. I do information and instructions to help my people navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. I don't even necessarily do interviews. I have conversations. And when you have conversations, sometimes you're going to mispronounce a word. Unfortunately, I mispronounced a word and we looked it in the editing. And the word was prosperity. And I think I said posterity. Now, obviously, I know how to pronounce prosperity, but they all in the comments. Look, he don't even know how to talk. Say it with me, Willie D. 1, 2, 3. Prosperity. Like y'all dumbasses ain't never made a mistake pronouncing a word. Obviously, I know how to pronounce prosperity. I wrote a political satire column for Vice.com. I wrote for 4.5 years an advice column for the Houston Press. Complex Magazine have come to me for articles that I have published. My editor told me many times that I was the best writer he's ever had. And I'm not even educated in writing like that. I'm self-taught. I didn't go to college for all of that. I learned by listening, watching, and doing. My editor told me I was the best writer he had ever had. I think the Houston Press at that time had been around about 40 years, because when I would deliver my articles, there was very little editing that needed to be done. I delivered 4 responses every single week for 4.5 years, never missed a week. Discipline. 4.5 years, I delivered that column, those articles for that column for 4.5 years, every single week, didn't skip 1 week. And at the most, he's probably had to edit anything that I've done 2 or 3 times a month. Now, anybody, any of you scholars out there know that's damn good work. That's damn good. My interview style is having conversations with interesting people. I like to sit down and have conversations with interesting people. That's what I do, conversations. No, I don't have no cue cards. I ain't nothing wrong with cue cards, but I'm not even good with cue cards. I like to have a conversation, just go off the top of the head. I don't want to ask something structured, because sometimes you can have questions, that gets answered, as you go along, or that you might have a question on your cue card that as you have the conversation, you realize that question ain't even necessary. So now you might stumble over some, or it takes you longer to ask the next question than you need to take. It takes longer than it needs to take. So I don't do cue cards. I'm better just coming off the top of the dome, having a conversation with someone, just like if I was to call a friend and talk on the phone about various issues, problems, or subject matters. So when I asked Katt Williams about Ali Sadiq, let's get to that. Some of y'all was like, well, who is Ali Sadiq? He ain't nobody, never heard of him. I ain't never heard of Ali Sadiq. Who is that? That ain't nobody. He ain't nobody. He ain't nobody to you. He mean the world to a lot of people. I know people, I learn of new people every day on the internet that I've never heard of. And I look up, and this person got 5 million followers, 10 million subscribers. I ain't never heard of them, because that's how big the World Wide Web is. Just because you ain't heard of somebody don't mean that they're not somebody. Some of y'all be talking like y'all just the shit, like y'all some type of major authority on interviewing skills, like y'all just the interview police. Like, how dare you stumble on that word? How dare you not look at what's going on with your lighting? Y'all asses be looking at all kind of shit, commenting and laughing and giggling and stuff. But now you get on Willie D platform, you watch a Willie D interview, and now everything just wrong. Y'all don't like my clothes. Y'all don't like my nose. You don't like my head. You don't like my bald head. You don't like the lighting. You don't like the sound. You don't like nothing. So I get it. Everything ain't everybody's cup of tea. But you wouldn't go to Burger King and look up at a menu and say, man, this is a trash ass place. Look at all these burgers. I ain't got nothing but burgers up on the damn menu. That's all they got is burgers on the menu. This is a trash ass place. I don't know. Some of y'all might do that. Some of y'all so slow, you might do it. Many people find the stock market news to be boring. It's slow. It's pregnant pauses in a lot of the conversations. Many people find it boring to read the stock market. Many people find it boring to watch it. But guess what? Most of the people who follow the stock market do pretty good financially. Most of the people who can sit down and listen to a Willie D interview do pretty well socially. That's right, I said it. Some of y'all are just uncivilized mutts who are too hot in the head, too hot in the ass to slow down and listen to a relaxed conversation between people. You want to hear the mess. You want to hear the drama. Ask him about it. Ask him about it. You don't care nothing about the guests. You don't care nothing about how Katt. Y'all faking. Some of y'all straight up faking. Y'all don't care nothing about Katt Williams. Y'all don't care how Katt Williams grew up. You don't care nothing about the struggles that Katt Williams had. All you care about is Katt Williams airing people out. You don't care nothing about that man's health. You don't care nothing about his safety. You don't care nothing about his kids. You're faking. Y'all like drama. That's what it is. You like drama. You want drama. When Katt said that I was the worst, that I had the worst questions ever, some of you uncivilized mutts couldn't wait to run into the comments. Yeah, Katt even said he had the worst questions answered. Worst questions answered ever. Some of y'all made videos. Katt checks Willie D. Who the hell gonna come on my show and check me? Where they do that at? I got the editing. At the end of the day, I control the editing. You think I'm gonna let somebody make me look bad? And on top of that, think. Katt is a thinker. Katt does his research. Katt ain't like a lot of you regular ass slow pokes. He researches things. He got a lot of eyes and ears everywhere. The man is a walking encyclopedia. Katt don't sit down with anybody. He don't sit down with just anybody. And he's not going to sit down with you unless he do his homework on you. Katt told me that he had watched other videos of mine already. But before that, Katt already was familiar with me as an artist, as a person. He was already familiar with me. So he wasn't going to just sit down with anybody. So why would he sit down? If he's seen my interviews already, if he already seen my interviews, if he already know how I rock, he already know what kind of person I am. He know my reputation. Why would he sit down with me and say, you asked the worst question ever? Why would he sit down with a person who asks the worst questions ever? Why would he purposely do that? See, some of y'all asses, see, that was a tongue-in-cheek response. When he said you asked the worst questions ever, I did what most rational people do when he said that. I gave him the benefit of doubt without even thinking about giving him the benefit of doubt that was a tongue-in-cheek response. Because I was asking him some personal questions and some tough questions that he normally don't get asked. And that's why he made the comments when he said Vlad. He called me Vlad, you know, and I ain't had no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problem with that because from time to time, you're gonna ask questions that people want to know the answers to. And sometimes you're gonna be curious. You want to know the answers to. I wanted to know what happened with the Suge Knight and the Katt Williams story where they was arrested and they had to go to court. And I wanted to know what that was about. So I asked them about it. Y'all, yeah, Katt called him bad. God, man. I took it as a tongue-in-cheek response because I asked Katt about some things that he wasn't prepared to talk about. And to his credit, he talked about it anyway. Any of you that had a problem with my line of questioning, all you have to do is ask Katt the questions you want answers to. When you do your interview with Katt Williams, but guess what? You ain't gonna get no interview with Katt Williams because your ass ain't qualified. That's right, I said it. See, some of y'all would actually have more in life if you wasn't such a damn hater. Some of y'all would have more subscribers on YouTube if you wasn't such a damn hater. You get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. When I was in the YouTube, trying to come up in YouTube, I reached out to the guys that was doing better than me, and I asked them what to do. I asked for guidance. I reached out to Jake. I reached out to Phil. And I asked them, hey man, how you do this? Talking about Phil Scott. How do you do this? How do you do that? What do you do with this? What do you do with that? And they gave me guidance until I figured it out. And then sometimes now I have people who come to me for guidance. Now they could take that low road like some of y'all do and go make your little shitty videos, talking shit, trying to talk down because you're hating, because don't nobody pay attention to people that's doing worse than them. So you can go do that, but you come out a whole lot better if you realize that you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. Some of y'all, all y'all do every day is wake up and go into attack mode, especially attacking your own people. Some of y'all wake up every day and y'all just attack, y'all go in on black males all day, every day. Some of the women too, they do it too. But you dudes got it bad. Y'all got it bad. Some of y'all got it real bad. That's your whole hustle. Looking at a dude, a black man that's doing better than you and trying to drag him down. That's what you do. I see what you're doing, but some of your people that follow you are too slow to see what you're doing. They be right there with them, and then some of them know what you're doing. They see what you're doing, but they like it because they just like you. I've been interviewing people on YouTube for about 7 years. I've been doing podcasts for I'm talking about audio podcasts with the videos, about 3 years. I had a talk radio show in Houston, on the biggest radio station in Houston. So it's something about me that resonates with audiences. I got one of the biggest channels on YouTube. There's something about the way I communicate that resonates with people. I've interviewed presidents, not presidents, let me back up, a president. I've interviewed FBI agents, athletes, rappers, singers, people in the healthcare profession. Did I mention politicians, lawyers, school teachers, and people that work in the clergy? Pretty much people who represents every single institution in America. I've interviewed those people. I've interviewed scholars. And I'd like to say, I ain't got to like to think because I know I hold my own pretty damn well. So I ain't never had no issues, no real problems. You know, there's always somebody that's going to not like it or whatever. But ironically, since I went viral, now that I have a viral moment, because that's all it is, it's just a moment. I'm not going to be on top forever. I'm not going to be right at the top forever. I'm not going to be the talk of the town forever. It's just a moment. I get it. I get it. It's just a moment. That's all it is. But some of you riding motherfuckers, y'all trying to pick apart everything that I do all of a sudden. A lot of y'all been knowing I've been making these videos. Y'all been knowing I'm doing interviews. Y'all know. But y'all wait till I get a viral moment. And here y'all come because you want to be seen. You trolls. I do not like trolls. And let's get it straight. Some of you trolls got YouTube channels. I don't like trolls because trolls are hoes. Some of y'all use my video to be disrespectful of me. Some of y'all use my video. Y'all took my video and the video I own, I have sole proprietorship over. Y'all use my video to disrespect me. Now, I'm talking to the YouTubers. I could have stopped you. I could have reached out to YouTube and reported you and gave you a strike, put a strike on your ass. I could have done that if I wanted to. I had the right to. It's my shit. I have a right to decide how it can be used. I did not do that. You know why? Because ultimately, no matter how many subscribers I have or you have, we're in the same boat where we're just trying to express ourselves without being canceled by the powers that be. We're in the same boat. So I get it. I took the high road. I could have got right on your heads. I could have got on some of y'all heads. Don't think I don't see you. I see it. I see what you're doing. Some of y'all are very messy. Some of y'all men trying to come off like y'all alpha men, red pill men, but y'all got girl in y'all. Because certain things you just don't do. And because I know. See, I don't do nothing or say nothing to a person or say nothing about a person I wouldn't be willing to say to their face. And I don't care how hard some of y'all try to act like you are. You, me, and the world know. If you saw me face to face, you're going to tuck your tail. We know that. We know that. That's how it goes. See, because I don't have those type of problems personally, in person. I don't have them type of problems. Shannon and Katt, salute. 100, 1,000, salute. Salute, salute, salute. What they did was big. Yes, that was some people that, as Shannon said, caught some strays. But guess what, fam? If we didn't like it that much, if the interview was that bad, why so many people watched it? Why did so many people watch it? And why are people still commenting on it? Now, some of y'all are in my chat right now talking down. Some of y'all talking down right now. Some of y'all gonna run your little funky asses to your platform and make a little video to your little weak ass audience, trying to talk down. But guess what? Again, you need to try to thank me, because without that, you ain't getting no views. But guess what? Guess what's bigger than that? I'm still gonna get paid. Because while you running your mouth and got me all up in your mouth, sucking on it, I'm still getting paid. While y'all making your videos, now people saying, damn, the video was that bad, the interview was that bad. Well, let me go watch it. Let me see how bad it was. Ching, ching. Some of y'all just hating because you didn't get the interview. Some of y'all just hate us anyway. Some of y'all ain't got no platforms and you just hate us anyway. But some of y'all with the platforms, y'all the worst. Because y'all complain about the very same thing that you're doing right now. You complain about the division. You complain about black people don't stick together. And y'all doing the exact same thing. But your audience is too slow. Slow as molasses. Your audience got a rudimentary style of thinking. Very incapable of making a clear distinction when it comes to cognitive dissonance. Your audience is slow, you slow. Your audience is even slower for following you. Excuse my French and pardon my vernacular for what I'm about to say. To all the people that support me, salute. To all the people that's been rocking with me all the way from controversy, with my solo stuff, to the Ghetto Boys stuff, to my boxing, to everything that I've ever done. Salute, salute, salute. But let me tell you how I get down on this platform. I don't profess to know everything. Life would be very boring if I thought I knew everything. That would be very boring to me because I like learning. I like growth. So I really don't mind when people disagree. It's cool when people agree with you, but for me, I just like learning. So if somebody disagree with me, I have no problem with somebody disagreeing with me. But disagree with me in a fashion that you would disagree with me if you were in person. Don't say anything that you wouldn't say to my face. Now, some of y'all gonna be like, well, I'll say it to you. No, you won't, and you know you won't. Like, I don't say anything about a person behind their back that I wouldn't say to their face. So, to all of the people that's been rocking with me, look, man, y'all know how I rock. I'm gonna call a strike and a ball a ball. I love all y'all. But when there's an issue, I ain't got no problem addressing it. When I identify a clear enemy, I ain't got no problem being the greatest foe that they've ever had. I ain't got no problem with that. I seek peace, but I don't mind a little contact. So to my supporters, and look, so my point is that it's cool to agree. We can agree to disagree. But disrespect, it's crossing the line. A lot of people don't know, I got it. Some of y'all don't know how to express yourselves. Some of y'all ain't got enough intelligence to be able to disagree with somebody and be respectful about it. So I get that. But to my fans, to the people that rock with me, to my supporters, I love y'all for real, for real. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for defending me in the comment sections, not just on my channel, but the other channels. I'm on a lot of stuff, so I see a lot of stuff. So thank you for all of, defending me, in this situation right here, right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my detractors, it's a waste of time trying to make somebody happy that don't want to be happy. Likewise, it's a waste of time to try to help someone get an understanding who don't want to get an understanding. So come a little closer so you can hear what I got to say. Fuck all y'all. Fuck your mama. Fuck your daddy. Fuck your sister. Fuck your brother. Fuck your sick grandmother. Fuck all y'all. Fuck your car. Fuck your house. Fuck your phone. Fuck everything you love. You uncivilized mutt. No more talk.